3, 2, 1.
Please stand by for further details. We return you now to your regularly scheduled program.
Hello to those of you who are feeling called to this reading in particular, mystery reading number 1037. My name is Elizabeth, and before getting into this reading, if you are a reoccurring viewer, you enjoy my work, and you would like to help support it, feel free to do so by sticking around and hitting that subscribe button down below, and ringing the notification bell next to it if you feel called to. And if you do feel called to stick around and subscribe, welcome. Thank you very much for your support, as well as your presence during this reading. So, I did see the number 123 on the clock like 5-6 seconds ago. And that number is about trusting that everything happens for a reason. It could have been an opportunity that you had, whether it's work-related, relationship, or something else, that didn't work out. It didn't grow into anything. And I feel that it's important for you to trust that that happened for a reason. As someone who just dealt with a difficult rejection the day before recording this video, I think it's really nice to hear the message that rejection is divine protection. So if you're rejected in some way, you're not allowed to have access to something. You are being protected from something else or someone else. You're being protected from a relationship or an environment that probably wouldn't make you feel good. You know, it might make you feel uncomfortable with just being yourself. Honestly, if something didn't work out because you were being yourself, it probably is better that you were rejected. And I know that it can be really difficult to deal with rejection, especially as somebody with ADHD and rejection sensitivity. But at least for what I can say for myself, is it helps to acknowledge that that is part of life. And it doesn't say anything about your value, your worth, what you deserve, what you're capable of. All that it means is just a simple misalignment. Maybe not. You know, it can be more complex, but you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not trying to minimize, but what I'm trying to do is help you see. What am I trying to help you see? Let me clean my glasses here while I think about this. I guess I'm trying to help take away the tendency to look at this anything deeper than rejection, rather than a reflection of who you are. This could be a reflection of someone else, or what in a certain environment is actually like. I just saw the number 444. That's about stability, and it's connected to your ancestors. So it feels like somebody's ancestors are really urging them to make sure you are creating an inner world that is stable, like psychologically and spiritually. Never forget that you are in control of your own thoughts, your own perspectives, and how you feel about yourself and what is possible for you. You are in control of what you believe about yourself, life, the world, other people. You are in control of your own belief system. And of course, spiritually, your spirit guides are going to want you to believe in a way that is supportive of who you are. Really. So like I've said, if you were just yourself, being true to yourself, and someone or something rejected you, it's probably for the better. You know, as I said, rejection is divine protection. This could be a message particularly coming from ancestors. I don't know if I already said it, but I do see 444 as being connected to ancestors, and they want you to take care of yourself in the way that you deserve and protect your own stability and safety and security. Seeing the Back to the Basics card from the Ancestor Spirit Oracle. If you need to simplify things for yourself, especially if you know you're going through some difficult feelings or thoughts, really wrestling with your belief system, it's okay to simplify. You know, and in a more specific way, like if you have things that you have to do in a day, and not all of them are responsibilities that absolutely need to get done, you know, this feels like encouragement to only focus on responsibility and what does need to get done, because everything else can wait. Your well-being should not. Let's go ahead and get into interpreting number 1037. And the number 1 is about trusting yourself. If you felt called to approach something or someone with authenticity, just because you were rejected, that doesn't mean you were wrong. A rejection doesn't automatically mean that you did something wrong. Some spaces you're just not going to align with, and other people might see it sooner than you do, and that's okay. That really, really is okay. And this could be a message to trust yourself or anything else. It could be more general. Just pay attention to your intuition, your inner voice, where your inner compass is trying to guide you. You could be dealing with fear and anxiety, and it's important to address that. And I think trusting yourself, especially with the ancestors coming through, I think trusting yourself could help you feel more safe and secure, especially in your own decisions and how you choose to show up in the world. This could be an opportunity for somebody to heal in a way that allows them to learn more and to become more aware and conscious, and ultimately more powerful. Knowledge is power. The number 0 can be about patterns or cycles. Are there any reoccurring themes, ideas, kinds of people, kinds of opportunities that keep showing up in your life and having a certain effect or impact on you? I feel like these are worth paying attention to, these patterns or these cycles, because they might have something to tell you. The number 0 can also be a reminder that no matter what is going on in your life outside of you, no matter what job, what relationships, what lifestyles, etc., that relationship with yourself is always running parallel. And it's important to know when to put yourself first, especially your needs, your mental, emotional, and spiritual well-being. Don't overburden yourself. Like, if you're already feeling burdened with some type of thoughts or emotions, don't overdo it by pushing yourself to do things that you're just not in the right mindset for. That don't absolutely, totally need to be done or anything like that. The number 3 is about self-expression and communication. You could feel called to express yourself in some way, especially if you're dealing with some difficult thoughts and feelings. You could also be dealing with some difficult people. The number 3 can also be about healing and growing, and I feel like an opportunity to do that really is here. This feeling of rejection and abandonment. What can you learn from it? What new realizations or ideas can you have? What feelings, positive feelings, can be created? Healing and growing gives you the opportunity to explore and to learn. And someone here might need to give themselves permission to do that, to better understand themselves and what this rejection really meant. Because I don't think it's really about you. And like I said, your worth and what you deserve and what you are capable of. My meaning is, you were rejected to be protected. But you know your situation much better than I do. And there's probably more meaning than just you are being protected. The last way I interpret the number 3 is making a commitment. I'm not really feeling this one that strongly, so if you do have certain commitments in your life, I think this is more so about knowing when to put that commitment to yourself and the relationship to yourself, your well-being. I'm really getting this feeling of juggling priorities. It's making me think of the 2 of Pentacles. So make sure you really are prioritizing what means the most to you right now. What is the most important for you right now? And the number 7. This is actually about themes that I've already been talking about. Expanding your awareness and your consciousness and gaining wisdom and understanding the deeper meaning behind a person, a group of people, or a situation. As hard as it may be, depending on who's watching this, you deserve to heal, not only to feel better and to become stronger, but to also, like I said, become more aware, more conscious. I feel like there's something or many things that you deserve to know. And the only way you're going to know it or them is by letting yourself reflect, heal, and just really think deeply about what this means, this experience. This is actually reminding me about something that I told a friend recently about how thinking deeply, someone who feels and thinks deeply, is a double-edged sword, because of course it can make anxious overthinking worse. It really depends on how you use it. You're not trapped in the negative side of it just because the potential is there. But other than making anxious overthinking worse, the other side of it is it really helps you have a much deeper understanding and awareness of yourself and of life. You could say it's a blessing and a curse until you know how to lift the so-called curse and manage anxious, the worrying, the fear. I did talk about how you might be experiencing fear and anxiety, and I think that this fear it's coming from a sense of, I don't think that it's rooted in reality. And what I mean by that is, I feel like maybe there's some way that you're lying to yourself or you're misinterpreting something. I don't think that this fear, it feels like this fear is trying to limit you and not protect you like the rejection and what I believe was meant to do. I haven't heard that saying in a really long time. Rejection is divine protection. And I do want you to know, since I did experience a difficult rejection just yesterday, for whatever it's worth, you're not alone. And we're going through this together, navigating our own thoughts and feelings and experiences in a way that helps us feel empowered rather than disempowered, energized and motivated and committed rather than defeated, depleted, and distracted. Be careful to not let the pain of this distract you from what really means the most to you. Adding up these numbers, 1 plus 0 is 1, plus 3 is 4, plus 7 is 11, 1 plus 1 is 2, which I think is very, very, very fitting and confirming. This number is about many things, like the number 3. It can be about your choices and prioritizing what means the most to you. That's confirmation to focus on your well-being right now. It can also be about confirmation of a significant person or situation. And I feel like that's confirmation of what this person or situation has to teach you or show you. And the last way that I interpret this number is finding inner balance and inner peace. And I feel like this is confirmation of what your ancestors already came through to encourage you to do, which is to prioritize internal stability. And in general, this number 2 feels like it's really, really focused on and encouraging you to heal, release, and learn. Alright, so I'm going to start wrapping up this reading by drawing out a few cards from the Nightmare Before Christmas Tarot. These are the only cards that we're going to use for this reading. You know what, sometimes I feel irritated. I'm not even gonna lie. Sometimes I feel irritated whenever the beginning of the video goes on like between 15 and 20 minutes. But I do trust and believe that sometimes I have a lot to say for a reason. Probably because my intuition is really picking up on something. But the card that just fell on the floor is the 9 of Cups. It says magic and wish in the upright. I think there's also the symbol for femininity, or the planet of Venus up here. You don't have to be a woman, by the way. In the reverse says, need to impress or seek approval, stay true to yourself. Need for acceptance. I also forgot to say that the upright says joy as well. I think there really does need to be a focus here on being more compassionate and loving to yourself. This card really does, I feel like it's encouraging you to trust that certain people, certain opportunities, certain situations, certain places are not meant for you for a reason. I just think it's so interesting that we were talking about how you might have to, you were being yourself and that was rejected. And this card, when you look at what it says in the reverse, it's very much encouraging you to continue to be true to yourself. The number 9 is about purpose and helping the world release what no longer works. So through healing, perhaps there's a certain way of thinking or a certain fear that you might see in other people that you could be feeling called to approach or handle differently, that could encourage others to do the same. I just looked down at the timer while I'm starting this third segment for this video. I saw the number 111, which is about trusting yourself. So trust that you handled a situation the right way. That's what I'm feeling. Well, I guess I have the last 2 cards. I meant to only pull 1, but I pulled 2. So I'm going to take them both. And the first one is the Ace of Swords. I was wanting to say the Ace of Pentacles. It could be confirmation of an opportunity in your physical reality that manifested. It says no motivation, no focus, lost. This card very much feels like somebody who could be handling a rejection, and similarly to the way that I did the day before. It can be really, 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 really hard to be motivated, to stay focused, and to trust the path that you're on when you deal with rejection. But don't let how long something is taking make you doubt yourself. Don't let it distract you. With this Ace of Swords in reverse, it does feel like there is a certain realization or an idea waiting to come alive, to reveal itself to you once you heal from this. Which I think is really nice for me personally, because I do resonate with messages that are going on in this reading. It's personally helpful for me, so I do hope that it's helpful for you. Wow. We have the 7 of Wands, and I wanted to say the 7 of Swords in reverse. And I'm seeing the 7 of Swords that I saw in my mind's eye yesterday while I was pulling cards for myself, and I just saw the number 321 on the timer, which is about trusting that everything happens for a reason. There is a certain truth here that needs to be revealed, that needs to come out. Whether it's in a situation that you're involved in outside of yourself, or there's a truth about yourself that needs to be revealed to you, more clarity can be found. More confidence, more focus, more inspiration. This card actually in reverse does say lack of self-confidence. And upright says that trustful with self, hold your ground, and competition. And the number 7, we already talked what that's about. So again, this is an opportunity to learn something, to become wiser, more aware, more conscious, and to understand the deeper spiritual meaning behind what you're going through. There is spiritual meaning behind this. I feel that this rejection really is making you question yourself, your own decisions, your own choices. And I feel like that's why we saw the number 111. It's so important to trust yourself. You did the right thing. I feel like you showed up in a way that I believe the universe approves of. I think spiritually, you did the right thing.